It's that time of the day where you welcome us into your home. Assalamu alaikum and shukran for spending this time with us. This is Nur the Light. Ayman Bully is a boykie from Cape Town who's making it big. But this has not stopped him from remembering where he comes from. We got to know him better.
The construction industry is one of the biggest employers of skilled and unskilled labor, thus contributing positively to both job creation and the economy. It's also filled with opportunities for entrepreneurs, and their success equals the effort they put in.
I've always been looking for something that would leave greatness behind. And for me, when I was introduced into the industry by my uncle, I loved it immediately because it presented a home for somebody. So that has brought me into the industry and it's taken me deeper and deeper in the industry. The more I've learned about the industry and about the people that have sculptured these buildings, I got more excited about this industry.
16 years ago, Ayman Bully from Hanover Park on the Cape Flats set out to build a 100% black empowered construction company, and over time it has become a major player. Today they are building affordable quality housing and creating communities just like the one he grew up in.
This area is also succumbed by drugs, by crime, and we thought we'll make it as one of the star developments in this area, where people can refer to and say, people can live like this. You know, it's a development, it's a community in this development that's going to have a different approach to living, you know, where there will be peace, there will be no drugs in here, it will be managed by this community that's living here.
As an entrepreneur, Ayman knows how difficult it can be and has implemented a skills development program to benefit all who work with him.
We're developing between 7 and 9 good businesses every year out of our company. We would take the normal woman on the street and we empower them. We give them tools, we give them books, and we tell them how to do the administration. And we do sessions with them. I do my own personal sessions with them every 2 weeks. I make time to sit with him on different developments. I talk to different people and I encourage and I empower them. Every house here has been built by these people. And it shows you that somebody from nothing can become. They can build this. Look at it. They're building homes for people to come and live in.
Ayman's belief in his fellow human being is based on the struggles of his own life. He's known both poverty and riches, yet none of this has changed the person he is today.
You're gonna get negativity in your life. Turn it around into positivity. Look at the positiveness in your surroundings and look at opportunity and bring opportunity to a basis where you start something and persevere. Be strong. You're going to get 10,000 challenges. Deal with those challenges at the stage. Don't despair. I've been in this business, I've been up, I've been down, I've lost out how many times, but I've persevered. For me, persevere. And once you've reached that level, any level, whether you are doing 100 Rand with a profit a month, take 30 Rand and plow back in your community. I can assure you, it will come back tenfold.
Family remains at the top of Ayman's list. He credits his mother as the rock in his life who steered them through difficult times. Her love of Islam is mirrored in Ayman's life and the values he lives by.
After a good, successful businessman, you need a strong family to support you because you go through your trials and tribulations. You need to put in somebody's shoulder. So I can assure you, your kids, they do that. Your wife, my mother, like I said, she was my queen. I get in the morning up, she would make me a cup of tea. She would write me a dua, give it to me every day and says to my son, I'll be with you today.
For a man who dropped out of school to sell snacks as a hawker, the road to success has been quite a journey. At one stage of his life, Ayman lost everything and had to start over again. His dark times may be behind him, but he will never forget the lessons it has taught him. He placed all his faith in Allah and has been rewarded bountifully.
Did you know that you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube? We'd like to ask that you share this information with all and sundry so they too can get to know the South African Muslim Ummah a little better. KZN is the setting for our street style.
I have a passion for scarves. I can go off by just looking at a scarf. I've had the inner abaya made to match with the color, and the throw over, I bought it online.
The outfit that I'm wearing today is a typical working day for me. It's got to be something that's smart as well, because I'm also a known personality in the community.
It's a two-piece abaya. I have a dress that's inside and a coat that's thrown on top. It's very versatile because I could use the dress with another kimono, and as well as the throw over, I could throw it onto another dress as well.
Fashion is very important to me. We keep in trends, but always maintaining modesty. It's what you like, it's what does it for you.
I would say Muslim fashion for me took a U-turn when I decided that I want to do a series for women on television. And I had to create this look, and I think that today without my hijab, I'm incomplete.
I have two fashionable daughters, and we do shop together and we inspire one another with our outfits. Instagram has played a major role because we've now come to know of all the designers that's out there.
My personal style is trendy, upbeat, modern, but maintaining modesty.
It depends on the day, the weather, what I feel like wearing. I think, like they say, every woman, you could never ever read the mind of what they want for the day. I'd like to think of myself as being trendy for my age.
With all the new trendy colors and styles, hijab has now taken on a new dimension, and who wouldn't want to look fashionable in a modest way?
Just like the Queen of England wears her crown on her head, for us Muslim women, our hijab is our crown. We wear it with dignity, we wear it with pride. It commands respect, it commands dignity.
The inside of the scarf is a turban, and the turban inspired in Durban is 90% of the time because it's very hot. So flowy scarves, big scarves all around you in Durban is a real no-no.
Well, the scarf is two-tone. I've got a different scarf inside. It's called more the turban style. And I've just brought the bling out on the top to give the scarf a little highlight.
Our journey in KZN is not yet over as we stop by Ladysmith, where we got to meet Aslam Patel, an entrepreneur with a dirty story to tell.
The saying, one man's waste is another man's treasure, rings true for Aslam Patel, entrepreneur and business owner. He has successfully taken other people's dirt and turned it into a profitable business. In doing so, Aslam is performing a service not only to his community, but to Allah as well.
The environment is very close to my heart. I grew up in the waste business. From the time I was a child, running around in cardboard boxes, etc., from Dundee. Something that I enjoy, something that I love, and it's more to give than to get. I remember a hadith, one of the Sahaba was doing ablution near a river, and he was washing up, and the Prophet ﷺ was next to him, and the Prophet ﷺ said to him, although you've got a flowing river, please don't waste the water. So that's very important. The Prophet ﷺ always never threw anything away. Crockery, broke it up, remade crockery out of it. His shoes, stitched it himself. His clothing, stitched it himself.
Aslam's parents were involved in the recycling and waste business for many years, and this led to his own involvement in the business. In 1996, he started his own company with only a dream, but through hard work, it has grown to be one of the largest waste management businesses in Ladysmith.
It's not easy. Firstly, there's so many things that are against you. But hard work, dedication. Example, for the first 10 years when I started the business, my kids are, my eldest is 28. I was very young when I got my first child. For the first 10 years, this I can tell you, I didn't even see my children, because when I got up, they were sleeping. When I went to bed, they were sleeping. So for the first 10 years of my life, I basically never saw my children. It was basically hard work. I worked between 16 and 18 hours a day for the first 10 years when I started.
Today, the family is involved in the business, and it helps to have Aslam as the person that guides them. The business remains up to date with the latest advances in waste management and offers a turnkey solution to companies.
We offer total waste management if it's a factory, a business, and we will sort the waste at source, sort it, then bring it to our premises and recycle it. We also offer cleaning services for big factories, for small little businesses. 2 years ago, we were lucky enough to get our waste management license, and that has helped us improve the business. We also do hazardous waste. Hazardous waste is a big problem in South Africa. Because we've got so much of land, we are lucky. But the problem is we've got so much of land, people take hazardous waste and just throw it into the land, which damages the land. And we are there to, together with government, the Department of Environmental Affairs, to make sure that people dispose of the waste in the right way. We are here to help them to do that.
For Aslam, it is important that people are educated around waste and its effects on the environment. He, together with his team, go around to schools at least once a month to conduct workshops, educating the youth on how best to take care and manage their own waste.
Unfortunately, the people are not educated enough. When I say educated enough, I mean that people are not told about recycling. That's what I mean. And we need to make people aware of it. We send our team out there. We've got lovely ladies here that go out to schools, and they talk to the children.
Some of the schools we go in, we do recycling education awareness programs where we teach the learners, on the benefits of recycling, what to recycle, how to recycle. So Inhlonhlweni is one of the schools that came on board with us, and they took their project to a whole new exciting level, as you can see.
We managed to convince the learners that they must come and bring along any waste material that they use at home so that we can recycle it. In partnership with Y Waste, we are managing to collect all the different kinds of waste.
Aslam places great emphasis on caring for the environment, and this has motivated Aslam to do as much as he can. His business is built on his belief as a Muslim and is a testament of his faith.
It's people such as Aslam who live in far-flung communities and become an example to others by putting belief into practice. Our books, tech and app segment is ready with some interesting and helpful goodies.
Muslim Societies in Africa by Roman Loymeyer gives a comprehensive account of the history of Islam in Africa. It draws on geography, ecology, climate, slavery, religious conversion and trade to derive an understanding of people's movements and how they came into contact. This fascinating journey opens up one's mind to the influence that Muslims had in Africa and the Islamic world and what this means for us today. Exploring the diversity of Islam within Africa is an interesting take into African Muslims and how culture, belief and geography define the Muslim nations of the world. MV Slim is an online Muslim community dealing with everything from news, lifestyle, discussions, art and anything affecting Muslims around the world. It started with a discussion about the needs of Muslims in their daily lives and the creation of a medium to show the world who Muslims really are. The product, an online community allowing people to connect, share, read articles from various writers, view works by Muslim artists, and has now grown to a large community swapping ideas, starting movements, being creative, adventurous, daring, and truthful. This proudly South African app developed by the South African National Zakah Fund has already proved so beneficial in the lives of Muslims here that they've taken it international. The app helps you calculate your zakah and gives you the latest gold and silver prices to work out the current nisab value. Now available all around the world, the calculator has various currencies and information to use in your calculations. Need some information about how zakah works and why one pays zakah? The app has that too. This truly is an application that can simplify the way Muslims practice their deen and create more time for one to focus on Allah.
Lumise is well known to most of you as our resident chef, but she's also a successful businesswoman. This week's recipe is somewhat of a twist on an old favorite.
Assalamu alaikum. So soup and juicing is all the rage at the moment. And there's nothing more warming than a nice bowl of rustic soup on a cold day. So the recipe I'm going to be sharing with you today is essentially a marriage of two. It's a spicy soup, but it's also a basic minestrone soup that I've sort of married together to form what I call a Moroccan soup because it does have harissa paste in it. And the ingredients that you need to make my soup are the following. I've got 300 grams of rump steak. I've got 2 green chilies to add heat. I've got a beef stock cube. I've got black pepper and coriander. I've got about 2 heaped teaspoons of cumin. I've got 3 cloves of garlic that I've just grated until it's fine. Then I've got harissa paste, salt to taste. Then I've got baby marrows. I've got celery, I've got onions, and I've got carrots, finely diced, that we're just going to sweat down before we blend all of this. And then for garnish, I've got a little bit of sour cream. And then I've got 3 beans, and this is just the tinned variety, and that's just to add some nice chunkiness to the soup. And then I've got a 450 gram tin of whole peeled tomatoes. So I'm going to start off by searing my rump in a super hot pan. So in goes. Put on a little bit of pepper. And a hint of salt. So once this is sealed in the pan, cover it with a bit of foil. Make sure it's the type of pan that can go into your oven and just let your meat cook until it literally falls apart. So I'm going to take this off, move my pot over, and get this into the oven. So in a pot, a decent sized pot, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom, and this is just so that we can braise our onions, our carrots, and our celery. And of course our chilies. And in go my onions. Carrots. Our celery finely chopped. And to help all of this along, just a sprinkling of salt and garlic. I'm going to add my tomatoes. And in goes my beef stock. My cumin. And my favorite part, the harissa paste. So all that this needs to do now is soften, simmer away, put the lid on while I do a cleanup. So the base of my soup has been cooking. The carrots, the celery, the onions have cooked down nicely, know each other really well, and everything's nice and soft. So I'm going to top it up with some water. And now I'm gonna zap this with my immersion blender so that everything is nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse this off. So in goes my marrows. And add to that the beans. And don't forget to taste the seasoning. So I'm gonna pop the lid back on. And now I'm gonna go and get that rump that's been cooking away slowly in the oven. Pull all those pieces of meat apart, and then our soup's good to go. So if you don't want the rump, feel free to use lamb. Lamb shanks are a great alternative to this. Clearly that's not working for me. And when this goes back into the soup, it's going to start separating. And you're literally going to get these shreds and fibers of meat floating around in your soup. My meat goes back in. And you can see that it's a chunky, filling, yummy soup. So all that this needs is a sprinkling of black pepper. So I've got a bowl and some bruschetta ready. So caramelized meat, a dollop of sour cream, and a few fresh sprigs of coriander with some crunchy bread. And there you have it, Moroccan soup my way. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum.
Delicious, nutritious, and inventive. That's what I would call Lamise's Moroccan soup with pulled beef. Perfect for those cold